what a sovereign God cannot do. Vance points out, the Calvinist perception of God as being absolutely sovereign is very much accurate. However, that doesn't mean that it takes precedence over his other attributes. Clearly, God's ability, and even his right to act in his sovereignty, are only exercised in harmony with his other attributes, which must all remain in perfect balance. Calvinism destroys that balance. It puts such emphasis upon sovereignty that God's other qualities are made inconsequential by comparison, and God is presented as acting out of character. That is why this book is subtitled, Calvinism's Misrepresentation of God. Throughout history, sovereign despots have misused their sovereignty for their own evil purposes. Obviously, however, God employs his sovereignty not as a despot, but in love, grace, mercy, kindness, justice, and truth, all in perfect symmetry with his total character and all of his attributes. Indeed, he cannot act despotically or use his sovereignty for evil. Cannot? Yes, cannot. Heresy, cries someone. God is infinite in power. There is nothing he cannot do. Really? The very fact that he is infinite in power means he cannot fail. There is much else that finite beings routinely do, but that the infinite, absolutely sovereign God cannot do, because he is God. He cannot travel because he is omnipresent. He cannot lie, cheat, steal, be mistaken, contradict himself, act contrary to his character, and so on. Nor did God will any of this in man. To will to sin in others would be the same as to practice it himself, a fact that Calvinists overlook. What God cannot do is not in spite of who he is, but because of who he is. Thus Augustine wrote, Wherefore he cannot do some things for the very reason that he is omnipotent. There are things God cannot do, because to do them would violate his very character. He cannot deny or contradict himself. He cannot change. He cannot go back on his word.